I was a young person,
Sure.
ever. I mean, smoking, what do you mean don't smoke? Or, I mean, I'm sure some people did. I'm sure there were pioneers around then in gay, lesbian rights and women's rights. Well, I know there was women's rights. Um, but, so things can change radically.
What
50 years
what
or
other
century.
things would you like to see change in mental health or in society that impacts mental health?
Well, mental health is that basic thing of self-determination and choice. Because I
Yeah.
think if things were, I hate to even say totally voluntary, because that means to suggest the opposite, that they could be involuntary. It's the whole extra legal system that you don't have to have.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a criminal justice system. You don't need to have a psychiatric system that justifies taking people's freedoms away. And it doesn't
Why
work
is
for the people.
self-determination so important?
And choice? Oh,
Yeah. Why are they so important?
control of your own life and control of your own body. I don't know, but I think it is historically. I mean, not just for me, it's like the guiding, not only a guiding principle, but almost personal. If I feel like I'm starting to get even a little forced by somebody's opinion or pushed by a kind of group thing, I just start my foot in the sand, like I'm not going to move. I have this sort of a instant reaction to it. Even from my own colleagues, from the left and the radicals, which they can have group things,
Oh yeah.
you know, and I hate people telling me what to think. So it's personal in addition to being general and a policy. And countries, I mean, people have gone out and died, fought wars for self-determination
Yeah.
against colonization. I mean, it's sort of, I don't know why it's so important, but people, individuals controlling their own fate and countries controlling their own fate. People making decisions about things that directly affect them.
Well, it was important in your own life too. I remember you telling me years ago that your recovery began when you decided you were not Sally Zinman.
Oh. You know, I once also, you start reflecting a lot as you get older, so when you get sicker too, but mostly for me it was as I got older, of the things that made the biggest differences in your life, like the biggest pattern changes, not the little ones, but the big ones. And one of them, as opposed to what society thinks, probably the best thing that happened to me was to sort of break down or break out. Because I got to the other side and was able to develop a life from there. And from there, the next would have been finding the movement and finding this extra family and people that were like me, that I was no longer alone, that people shared the same beliefs, had a cause, had a purpose. Adopting Rachel. And not only Rachel, but adopting Rachel and now her kids, our kids. You know, another big one, Rachel often said the best thing I ever did with her was that we did was move away from Florida. I don't want to be negative about Florida, but moving to a diverse culture. Emerging yourself in diversity, not.
Well, a community that accepts diversity.
Well, it is diverse. It doesn't accept. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
Well, like on the border of Oakland, it is. At one point, I think I read a few years ago, at that time, that Oakland was deemed the most diverse city in the country, meaning it had equal pockets, of equal representation from the main ethnic groups. I don't know if that's still true. So it's not
pretty. It's
I mean,
very diverse.
It
yeah.
is diverse. You just
Yeah.
walk outside and you're immersed in diversity. I think you wish that you could, I mean, if it's a wish for the future, it's not mental health, but you wish that you could, although it might lead to everybody's mental health, that people know, though in the part of our country